What's up, guys? My name is Jordan, and every day on this channel I teach people how to make money and have freedom. If you like money and you like freedom, then please consider subscribing to this channel for more content like this. Alright, so in today's video I'm going to be talking about Chat GPT. I haven't made a video in a couple months, and I know YouTube is afire, it's ablaze with all this Chat GPT content. I'm sure you've been diving into using the tool to write content for your websites. Now, there are some things that you should keep in mind when it comes to creating Chat GPT prompts and actually allowing an AI to write content for you. Now, let's just go ahead and dive right in here. I have this entire list of prompts that we can actually use and tell Chat GPT what we are wanting it to do. This is really important because a lot of people just jump straight in and they say, hey, write 1,000 words on fencing in city. And you can do it that way, and ChatGPT is going to be pretty good. But the whole point is to actually create a history in the thread that it can pull from when it comes to business attributes, keywords, list of services, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and jump into Chat GPT. All right, before we start, I'm gonna do a couple things here. So this prompt list I'm gonna put down in the video description. You know what, you can just have that free of charge. And then secondly, I wanted to show you this Google Chrome extension. It's called AI PRM for Chat GPT. And this is pretty awesome. We're actually not gonna use it today because I'm gonna show you how to do all of this kind of manual, right? For lack of a better term. These are pretty good. It says outrank article, keyword strategy. Basically, once you install this plugin, these little prompts will automatically appear in your Chat GPT. And they're pretty good. And you can actually see what this prompt is doing, which is really interesting. It's actually like a paragraph long. So that's something to take into account. A lot of people keep their prompts really short, similar to this, but you can actually make it very long. You can tell it to forget everything previously in the thread. You can tell it to only write in English. Obviously, that's the default. You can tell it to do a lot of stuff. So I would actually dive in here and take a look at these public prompts right here. All right, so let's see how fast we can create an entire website's worth of content in the fencing niche using ChatGPT. All right, let's go ahead and start this timer right here, and we're off to the races. All right, first things first, let's go ahead and outline various fencing services. And by the way, ChatGPT got much slower because they introduced a paid model. So this is actually using the paid version. It's only $20 a month. And honestly, for $20 a month, you can have professionally written content extremely fast, right? You don't have to send it off or do keyword research or wait for your writer to get back to you, do editing, any of that stuff. While this may not be perfect, I recommend that you take a human editor to it. So here we can already see some fencing I wouldn't have thought of. Dog fencing, right? Pool fencing, yeah, privacy fencing, security fencing, agricultural fencing. That's another one that I wasn't completely sure of. Temporary fencing, probably for festivals or shows or whatnot. Ornamental fencing, that's interesting. Cool, so let's generate a list of keywords for the most relevant residential fencing. Cool, get that going. And it is actually pulling from what it already wrote. So you can already see that it's pulling from the content that's already here in the thread. Dog fencing, ornamental fencing. But these are actually the search keywords that people might be searching. Fence repair for homes, stuff like that. All right, so let's go ahead and create a description. And I'm injecting the name of the company right here, or the name of the lead generation site if you're doing rank and rent. Awesome. All right, description is done. Let's go ahead and pull the most relevant business attributes. Now, this is really good because this is good for Google My Business ranking. So business attributes are actual attributes that you can select in your Google My Business. Awesome. So we have some really good stuff here. Emphasis on quality workmanship, durability, longevity of the fences installed or repaired, strong relationships with clients. So a lot of really good keywords in here for the business attributes. Now let's pop over to Google Maps and let's type in fence company Phoenix. And what we're doing here is we're going to look at who's ranking number 1 in the map. So it's American Fence Co. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to copy this prompt right here, and we're going to replace this business name with American Fence Co. And hopefully this is going to pull different keywords. It doesn't look like it's going to, but sometimes you can pull different keywords based on their website or based on different attributes found in their Google My Business listing. I don't know if Chat GPT is to that point. Maybe with version 4 that comes out, they're going to be able to scrape the web, but in its current form, it's just a language model and it doesn't actually search the web or scrape the web for any data. But we do have some additional keywords here, such as vinyl, wood, wrought iron fence. These are the keywords I was hoping to get. All right, so let's go ahead and use this prompt. Now this prompt is going to find a list of keywords that are associated with the keyword fencing on Google Images, okay? So this is really good because people obviously name their images certain things on their website. So it might be inclusive of these keywords, but we might actually find some different keywords like fence design, fence styles, ideas, snow fence, I don't even know what that is, electric fence, cool. Now let's go ahead and use this prompt. Provide a list of words of trust related to the keywords fencing, contractor, quote, reviews, bids. Let's do quality, see what it comes up with. Professional, experience, reliable, honest, transparent, credible, trusted, established, skilled, knowledgeable, efficient, high quality, durable, guaranteed, customer focus, satisfaction, positive feedback, and testimonials. Awesome. Those are really good to put in as trust signals to your content. All right, so we're going to take number 9 here, which is create a Google business profile description using the name of the business as, and then you put your business name, including 750 characters and the following words. Insert a call to action. So for the words, we can pull any of these words up here, right? Or we can do any of the previous fencing keywords and trust related keywords. Period, insert a strong call to action at the end. Boom. Welcome to the Fence Company, your trusted source for high quality fencing services in Phoenix and the surrounding areas. Our team of experienced and certified fencing contractors. Okay, perfect. It actually went ahead and made 750 characters. So this is a perfect description for the GMB. Just name this whatever it is, content. And let's do GMB description. It's good to get into the habit of actually pasting from Chat GPT just so you don't lose any of this content. Okay, awesome. So let's write down the most relevant questions related to residential fencing. This is really good if you want to include Q&As on the bottom of each page, which is really helpful. It's helpful for your users. Google really loves it because you're providing the answer to their questions. And this part might take some time right here. And this part can take some time because what we're doing is we're going to say, write the answer to number 1. What are the different types of residential fencing materials available? Some of the most common materials include wood, vinyl, aluminum, wrought iron, and chain link. So this is great. So I'm going to go through. I'll be back once I go through and have the AI write an answer to each one of these questions. So here I'm going to do a test, and I'm going to see if the AI can actually pick up on service 1, which was actually all the way at the top. That was the first question that residential fencing, commercial fencing. I'm going to see what it does. We might actually have to put in fence installation and whatnot. So let's just see what it does here. All right, so I'm basically just creating a separate document here for the homepage. So just reading through this, just selecting service 1, it didn't actually write the content how I wanted it to. So let's just go ahead and retry this. So let's, instead of doing a particular service, let's just do write a 1,000 word homepage for the fence company Arizona. So let's go ahead and see what this does. There we go. This is going to be much higher quality because there is a welcome message that kind of welcomes you to the brand. We want the homepage to essentially be optimized for the brand. We don't want it to be optimized for a particular location. The students in my Rank and Bank lead generation coaching program, we do rank and rent to build passive income websites. They know exactly how to structure a website. We talk all about that. We just had a Zoom call last week where we talked about how to properly structure a website. And you don't necessarily, if you're doing multi-location, keep that in mind. This is only for multi-location. You don't want your homepage to be tied or pinned down to a particular location. You want to actually use location landing pages for specific cities in the area, and you want to use power pages to basically give topical relevance to those location landing pages through interlinking. So we talk about all of that in the course. If you're interested in joining a coaching program for rank and rent lead generation, building passive income websites like this, making money off Chat GPT and the power of SEO, click the link in the video description and we can have a chat. It is a few $1,000s to join, so only, please schedule time with me if you have the means to join. All right, so here it starts talking about commercial fencing services and then it just stops. I think we can just click continue here. Yep, there we go. So if it ever stops, you can just click continue or write continue and it will pick up where it last left off. All right, so this is actually a really great section. Why choose the fence company? Quality, experience, customer service, customization, competitive pricing. These are all really great keywords that we actually discovered when we were telling the AI to go ahead and look for these trust related keywords. All right, so that finished writing. So we're going to come in here, replace all that content. Don't want to forget this second piece right here. In this why choose us section right here, this is actually really great. Quality, experience, customer service, customization, competitive pricing, professionalism. These are those trust related keywords that we had the AI outline above. So it's really good that the AI is actually including that in here because that's something that Google actually does look for on website content. Believe it or not, Google is looking for the best business to show the searchers, right? That makes sense. That's the reason why we do SEO. But it's important that we have these kind of salesy type keywords in here because a normal business would write that kind of stuff about themselves, right? If they hired a professional writer, they would be talking about their experience. They would be talking about their customer service and their professionalism and their competitive pricing. So it's really good that we outline those keywords above so then the AI can just go ahead and use those. Okay, so this looks good. It says in the Phoenix area here. I was going to make this non-city specific, but I think if it has one mention of Phoenix, I think it's okay. And here we see Phoenix area again. So we want to take that out. We just want to make sure that this is location agnostic. We don't want to pin it to a particular city, because we will be using a city location landing page. All right, cool. So that is the homepage. Let's go ahead and move on to one of these service pages. Okay, so write 1,000 words on fence installation service. All right, so as this was starting to write, I just said write 1,000 words on fence installation service, and it started to talk about Phoenix, right? These are going to be power pages. It's not going to be pinned to a city. These are actually going to point to my location landing pages to give them topical relevance. So I went ahead and I edited this prompt right here. I just want to see how this does. So it says, write 1,000 words on fence installation. Don't mention city locations. Include an SEO optimized title and meta description. Include 3 common FAQ questions and answers regarding fence installation. All right, period. Let's see how this does. So the title is High Quality Fence Installation Services for Residential and Commercial Properties. That's probably way too long. If you wanted to actually fit within the guidelines, you can say a maximum of 160 pixels or 160 characters, whatever it is, and it will stay within those guidelines for the most part. Meta description: the fence company Arizona, which is just the brand name, it's not the actual location, offers top-notch fence installation services for residential and commercial properties. Yeah, that sounds good. So this is going through, and I don't actually see any locations, which is good. Okay. So the problem here, though, is that it is only writing 2 paragraphs. I want it to be completely exhaustive of the fence installation topic. So we're going to have to come back in and give it some more prompts to write more about fence installation, okay? But that is actually a great start. So let's go ahead and make a new document. This is fence installation. Go ahead and paste that in there. Write more on the topic of fence installation. What is the process? See, how long does fence installation usually take? How do I choose the right type of fence? And do you offer a warranty? Yeah, let's do what is the process? How much does a fence installation usually cost? These are all things that homeowners are going to want to learn about. What's the process? How much does it cost? Let's go ahead and see what it comes up with. All right, so this is really good. I usually leave out the conclusion part. The AI always writes a conclusion because it's following basically a structure, but you don't need to put that in, especially because we are literally just injecting this after these paragraphs. So that looks really good. And here we can do what is the fence installation process, and we can make this an H2. How long does fence installation take? Make that an H2. And we can do an H2. How much does fence installation cost? And this is where, so we start talking about fence repair. This is where we can do an interlink over to fence repair. So we want to link all of our service pages together, and then we also want to link these power pages, these service pages, over to our location landing page. Cool. So let's see. Tool word count. So we almost have 1,000 words here. I would say that this is pretty good. I think we covered most of the topics that people would want to know about fence installation. So we can go ahead and move on to the next prompt. So let's go ahead and take this and let's do fence repair. Fence repair. And then what's the process? How much does fence repair usually cost? All right. Okay, so this is already much better. You can see that we have a lot more paragraphs here because I prompted it to write more about the process. So it intelligently knew where to place the paragraphs. Now I can just copy this entire thing. Before I actually had to put it in the document manually. So yeah, this is pretty good. This is great. So let me just come over here. Let's create a new document. And this is fence repair. Cool. All right, let's do privacy fencing. Okay, so here you can see that it's actually basically using the same formatting, the same basic structure that we got with our other service page. So if we come over here to fence repair, we can actually see here a fence repair process involves several steps, involves replacing blah, blah, blah. When it comes to the cost of fence repair, there are several factors to consider: the extent of the damage, So this is going to be very similar to that. Cost of privacy fencing can vary on several factors. Yeah, so this is going to be basically the same structure. You can tell the system to actually rewrite sections. So you can copy something, say rewrite this, put it in quotes, and you can go ahead and do that if you want to be very meticulous when it comes to breaking out of this pattern, which I think is a smart thing to do. But for today's video, I'm just going to go through quickly because I want to show you how fast it is to basically produce a bunch of content, and it will be up to you. Because let's be honest, Google will probably be able to tell what is AI content and what isn't. Take that with a grain of salt. You can do what you want. All right, so we got that copy pasted. Let's just go ahead and move on to the next one, which is, let's do commercial. All right, let's do commercial fencing. Commercial fencing. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, so far we've written thousands of words of content and it's taken about 45 minutes and we're not done, right? We're cooking with gas. We're moving along here at a fast pace and we should be done with all of our content, all of these within just probably the next half hour. But I hope this video helped. I wanted to show you how I kind of structure, how I go through, and let me just actually skip past the last little service pages here because I want to show you modifiers, okay? And modifiers are really good because it will make your content more funny or more friendly or more engaging. And I think this is important because it actually breaks that pattern that Google's looking for when it comes to artificially created content, okay? So obviously this system is using a pattern, is using something that it's learned over many repetitions on what is used in a good business description. However, if everyone used this and Google took a look at your website, they would just say, hey, or their AI would just say, hey, your website is exactly like everyone else's. It must be using some sort of tool or some sort of artificially created content, okay? So we want to avoid being put into that bucket. So the way we can do that is with modifiers. So let's see here. In the kind of intro paragraph is usually where I like to put a modifier because it just breaks the mold completely. Or you can just put it in the middle of this content. And it's hard to create professionally written content that's also funny or more engaging. It's fencing, right? It's not like the most interesting topic in the world. Like, how do you make that more engaging or more funny? Let's just go ahead if we say, okay, make this more funny. Okay, put that in quotes and let's see what it comes up with. While commercial fencing might not be as exciting as a roller coaster ride, it is still an important investment for all business sizes. Not only can it keep unwanted visitors out, but it can also enhance the appearance of your business property. So whether you're looking to keep out pesky neighbors or want to keep your employees from wandering off, we've got you covered. See, that part is funny, right? That part is actually really funny, and you might actually generate a lead just from that intro paragraph to commercial fencing. But maybe not. Maybe people would see that as not professional. So let's just say commercial fencing. Let's throw all that in there, and then let's throw this paragraph up here. Cool. Yeah, you can experiment with this. It will take you more time to go through and pick paragraphs to break the structure and the pattern of what's going on here. So yeah, make it more funny. And then I actually have a sitemap down here, exactly what I was talking about. You want your services to be your power pages. You don't want to necessarily tie those to a specific location. And this is multi-location, right? This is only for multi-locations. If you're only in one city and you only want to generate leads in that city, then for sure it's the homepage for the main city, for the main keywords, and then you're basically just going to point all your service pages back to your homepage if you want to power that up. But in this case, we're actually going to be using location landing pages, and these will be city specific and geographically optimized for that city. And then all of these power pages are going to link to that city page, right? So it'll give those pages topical relevance. And then everything else is just based on your brand. That's it. This is an extremely powerful way to generate a ton of leads, because then you're not pinning yourself down to one city, and then you can actually get multiple map listings in those locations, which is like an advanced thing. I cover that in my course. So yeah. All right, so we're at about 50 minutes and we are almost done. I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna finish all of these service pages. It's gonna be really quick work, but for about an hour to get the bulk of our content done, that is pretty good. So if you like this video, please comment, subscribe, share with your friends, and I will see you guys in the next one.